in a mix.
The best music in the world. The best.
Best music.
My favorite station.
Ghana Talks Radio. This is Ghana Talks Radio, the best station rocking the nation. GTR News. GTR News. We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Good afternoon. It's time for the afternoon news right here on Ghana Talk Show, and I go by the name Regina Bless. So to our top stories: Twitter in fatal accident at Ejisu Besease. Expedite investigations into murder of lawyer, Law Society of Ghana. This and more stories coming up.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
To our main stories. 3 persons have been confirmed dead after a driver of a vehicle lost control and ran into them at Ejisu Besease in the Ashanti region. The incident, which happened in the early hours of Sunday, has thrown the entire community into a state of grief. Eyewitness said the Honda CRV with registration number AS 222122 has driven by one Justice Adoye, who attempted to overtake other vehicles but lost control and ran into the victims. 2 of the victims, 62-year-old Hamidu Muhammad and 40-year-old Masaudu, died upon arrival at the Ejisu Government Hospital. The third victim, 50-year-old Abdul Rahman Muhammad, who was also taken to the Komfu Anochi Teaching Hospital, was confirmed dead on Monday morning. The driver has been arrested by police at Ejisu and is being processed for court. To our next local story: Expedite investigations into murder of lawyer, Law Society of Ghana. The Law Society of Ghana is calling on the police to expedite investigations into the murder of lawyer Richard Bodambi. The private legal practitioner was shot dead by suspected armed robbers along the Bole-Bamboy Highway. According to the other occupant of the car the lawyer was in, the gunmen stopped the vehicle and shot at the deceased, who was driving at the time. Police reports indicate that on reaching a section of the road... Police reports indicate that on reaching a section of the road between Banda and Kwanta, 3 men signaled the victim, who was driving with 2 other occupants, to stop the vehicle. While slowing down, the suspect shot and killed the victim, who was traveling to Jirapa. The Law Society of Ghana, in response to the news, said its members have been thrown aback that our beloved learned colleague, lawyer Richard, was shot and killed instantly on his way to his hometown at Jirapa in the Upper West region of Ghana. It urged the police to ensure that the case does not go unresolved.
GTR News.
17-year-old boy dies after being struck by lightning at Ho Bankoe. A 17-year-old boy has met his untimely death at Bankoe, a suburb of Ho in the Volta region, after he was allegedly struck by lightning while selling coconuts. 2 other persons who were close to the boy were also struck by the thunder and have been rushed to the hospital by the National Ambulance Service. The boy, identified as Shimano Doli, a former student of the Sokode Senior High Technical School, however, is still lying where he was struck by the lightning, as fear has gripped residents. The coconut was plucked at our family house at Sokode Bagbli. The coconut tree belongs to our uncle, and he was aware we were plugging some of the coconuts. I personally climbed the tree to plug it. I plugged them from 6 trees. My brother, who is dead now, did not climb the tree. I even picked some people who helped in climbing with me. I only sent him to come and tell them, brother to the deceased, Salaries, said to disperse rumors that the coconuts were stolen as claimed by residents. To our next local story: 21-year-old mother, elderly woman arrested for dumping baby in a pit. A 21-year-old mother of a day-old baby together with an elderly woman is in the grips of the Jasikan police after they were allegedly to have dumped a baby in a pit toilet in the Jasikan district of the Otu region on Friday, May 27, 2022. Residents through their vigilance noticed the disappearance of the day-old baby and launched a search party after confronting the mother of the baby. The 21-year-old mother, together with the elderly woman believed to be her mother, led residents to the pit toilet where the baby was found dead. Police have since arrested the mother of the baby and the elderly woman. The body of the baby has since been deposited at the Jasikan Hospital morgue. To some business stories. Komenda Sugar Factory to begin processing unrefined sugar, KEEA MCE says. The Komenda Sugar Factory will soon start the processing of unrefined sugar. According to the MCE, the management of the sugar factory will import the molasses to be refined until such a time they are able to grow the right kind of sugarcane needed to feed the plant. Solomon Ebu Apia said the measure is to get the factory functioning and produce sugar at a cheaper cost. This is no political talk. I will not play politics with the people I serve, Apia stated. There are lots of works going on at the factory right now. A 3 million liter reservoir has been constructed. The roof of the factory has been changed and a raw sugar warehouse has been built to store raw and refined sugar for the processing, he noted as an example of the ongoing work. To our next business stories. Salaries of presidential staffers increased from 136 million Ghana cedis to 823 million Ghana cedis, Ablakwa says. Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa has indicated that between 2020 to 2021, the salaries of presidential staffers increased from 136.2 million to 823.8 million Ghana cedis. According to him, this is attributable to the increase in the creation of Amerforce positions at the Office of Government Machinery. In a post on his social media timeline, the MP for North Tongue said it is significant to observe from the 2021 budget statement the year most of these amorphous positions were created at the Office of Government Machinery, that their wages and salaries shot up astronomically to 823.2 million Ghana cedis from just 136.2 million Ghana cedis in 2022, an increment by a staggering 508.4%. He added, compared with that of the entire parliamentary service, including non-parliamentaries, 200.1 million Ghana cedis was budgeted in 2021 from 144 million in 2020, representing an increase of 43.2%. Placed in perspective, the OGM salary increased by an additional 687.7 million Ghana cedis in 1 year. It's more than the 672 million needed to pay NAPCO workers for an entire year. To our next business story. Parliament is broke. MPs cannot open their mouth to talk about it, Muntaka says. The minority chief whip in Parliament has corroborated the recent assertion by the Speaker of Parliament, in which Ho Bankoe indicated that the House lacks the needed funding for its operations. According to Mohammed Mubarak Muntaka, as a result of the prevailing situation, MPs cannot open their mouths to talk about salaries, and it is needless for members of the majority to continue to defend the government. Ho Bankoe on Friday, May 27th, stated that Parliament does not have the withdrawal to fund some of its operations. He attributed the development to the delay by the Ministry of Finance to release the needed funds to Parliament. Parliament is currently being run on arrears, and the House should not be treated as one of the ministries, departments and agencies, he said. The Majority Chief Whip, Frank Anodomfre, debunked the Speaker's assertion and stated at a press conference that an outstanding amount of 25 million allocation of goods and services for Parliament had been released while the Speaker was telling the whole world that the institution is broke. To our next business stories. Over 400 acres of military state lands released to Otumfuo. It has emerged that Asantehene Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II has received more than 400 acres of state lands at the Red Residential Area and some portions of the military barracks in Kumasi from the government. A letter cited by Ghana Web and signed by the Chief Director of the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council, Emilia Ayabeng-Botwe, on behalf of the Regional Minister, Simon Osei-Mensah, states that the release has been made to the Asantehene on behalf and in interest for subjects of the Golden Stool. The May 18th letter further indicates that the gesture is pursuant to the Insurance of Executive Instrument 432 of 2021 by government in respect of redevelopment of Sector 18 of Kumasi, which was published in the Ghana Gazette on 31st December 2021. This instrument has revested and released a portion of the state land at the Red Residential Area in Kumasi to the Asantehene on behalf and in trust of subjects of the Golden Stool. The letter addressed to all public institutions Asante region also indicates that the released portion with an area of 409.24 acres spans from the northwestern section of the military barracks near Komfu Anochi Teaching Hospital. The site is along the Bankoe Road as its western boundary to the Santasi Road about, with the southern bypass as the southern boundary. The land also lies towards the Kwadom to the KCC State Experimental School along the Dayami Stream to the north, with the Cedar Road as the eastern boundary. The revested land contains both privately owned properties to be maintained and state bungalows to be relocated to the area retained by government. Meanwhile, Samuel Abujinapo, the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, has in reports by the Fourth Estate, an online portal, confirmed that the government had issued an executive instrument giving some state lands in Kumasi to Asantehene. We're going on a quick commercial break. We'll be right with the international news.
Hello Ghana, hello worldwide, I'm level bang. Now listen, every Tuesday and Friday, beyond the time it's going to carry bro. Our Ghana Talks Radio, 7 p.m. sharp. Now Tuesday, we're gonna talk about our culture, our history. Matuni ding setete Ablakwa sem. Now on the Friday, you bars on bars. You better rap, you better say it. No artists go join me in the studio. We're gonna discuss about music and business. Konya, or you singer, and now you rapper, you think say you get bars. You go fit spit fire. Now listen, make you join me with studios. Our Ghana Talks Radio, and yes, say then our day. Me say download the Ghana Talks Radio app, no, our Play Store, any App Store. No tune in, and say this is what you see. Baba live on Facebook, Muntaka, any Ghana Talks Radio page, and so now listen. I bet you fire. 1 year, Konya, Wading, Jajan.
GTR News. GTR News.
Welcome back from the break. If you just joined, you're live on Ghana Talks Radio, and this is the afternoon. So, to some international stories. EU agrees compromise deal on banning imports. European Union leaders have agreed on a plan to block more than 2/3 of Russian oil imports. The ban would only affect oil that arrives by sea but not pipeline oil, following opposition from Hungary. European Council Chief Charles Michael said the deal cuts off a huge source of financing for the Russian war machine. It is part of a sixth package of sanctions approved at a summit in Brussels, which all 27 member states have had to agree on. Russia currently supplies 27% of the EU's imported oil and 40% of its gas. The EU pays Russia around 400 billion euros That is equivalent to $430 billion a
GTR
year
News,
in
GTR
return.
News.
So far, no sanctions on Russian gas export to the EU have been put in place, although plans to open a new gas pipeline from Russia to Germany have been frozen. To our next international story. Casino firm fined over illegal China dealings. Australian gaming operator Crown Resort has been fined $80 million for illegally accepting Chinese bank cards at its casino in Melbourne. Regulators say the transactions were falsely classified as hotel services. To deter money laundering and excessive gambling, casinos in Australia are not allowed to accept bank cards. Crown acknowledged its historic failings and says its top executives were in the process of reforming how the company operates. On Monday, the Victorian Gambling and Casino Control Commission said Crown had breached Australia's casino regulations by allowing gambling funds to be withdrawn using credit or debit cards. The regulator found that Crown had processed $164 million Australian dollars in China Union Pay card payments, drawing in $32 million Australian dollars of revenue in the process between 2012 and 2016. It said the transactions were falsely classified as services provided by the Crown Tourist Hotel in Melbourne. So we're moving on to some entertainment story. And today, the entertainment story we have, it's heartbreaking. Yes, so media personality Shonda Naa Ayorkor dies. In the early hours of Monday, May 30th, 2022, reports about her demise circulated on the internet without any confirmation. According to sources, Naa Ayorkor was pronounced dead upon arriving at the Efia Nkwanta Regional Hospital. Naa Ayorkor was a media personality with Takoradi-based Empire Radio before her death. Her non-profit organization, April 2nd Foundation, embarked on its second book donation campaign, dubbed Donate a Book, in April 2021 to pupils of Captain School at Apiminim in the Ahanta West Municipality. Since the news about her death broke, tributes have poured in from people of all walks of life who have in the past been close to her. However, it is not clear what caused her death. So to our last entertainment story, it's also heartbreaking as well. So John Dumelo consoled after losing two relatives in less than a month. The Ghanaian actor turned politician made the sad revelation in a tweet shared on Monday, May 30th, 2022. The actor said he has lost two close relatives in less than a month. The deceased, according to him, are from his mother's side of the family. In the last 20 days, I have lost two very close relatives. First, it was my aunt, then now my uncle. Both are my mom's siblings. This really hurt. Rest in peace, Auntie Helena Kukwa Adai and Matthew Adai, he shared while displaying the pictures of the deceased. So he's saying in the last 20 days he has lost two very close relatives. First it was his aunt and then now his uncle. Both are his mom's relatives, his siblings for that matter. So this really hurts. So he's saying rest in peace. Yes, so rest in peace to your auntie and also to your uncle, and also rest in peace to Shonda Naa Ayorkor. May your souls rest in perfect peace. So this is where we end in the afternoon news right here on Ghana Talks Radio. As usual, I go by the name Regina Bless. Stay tuned for the trending hits countdown.
GTR News, GTR News. This is Ghana Talks Radio, the best station rocking the nation.